Hi, so I felt compelled to make a video about suicide and depression. And this is a subject that comes up a lot in a lot of the forums that I'm on. So I wanted to give you a kind of the information that I received from my experience about this that could maybe help somebody out there who might be struggling with this or struggling with somebody who has died by suicide. I've had a lot of that in my life. I've lost way too many people to suicide, and I won't go into the specifics on that. But there's been a lot of healing around that for me. Not to mention, I have been to those dark places big time, so I understand that darkness. And I'm not saying that I have some kind of magic key here that's going to solve all your problems, but I am hoping that I can at least give you something that can maybe be helpful. Because in my experience, my spiritually transformative experience, I understood that you are the universe experiencing itself. The universe is experiencing this. The entire universe. It sees through your eyes. It vibrates through your being. This is the life of the universe. And every experience that we have here, everything is something as opposed to nothingness. So the very first duality ever was something as opposed to nothing. I guess it's kind of like a binary code. 0 as opposed to 1. And that means that everything that we experience, the good times, the bad times, the intensity of everything, those dark times even, that is quite literally the universe experiencing something versus nothing. And in order for the joyful times to come, in order for the universe to be able to experience the height of joy and beauty and love and everything that's wonderful, there also has to be the duality of the darkness and the hurt and the anger and the shame and the depression and all of those things. And I also completely understand that me saying this does not really help when you're in a dark place, because when you're in the dark place, it really sucks. I get it. It really does. And it's hard to imagine that, oh, well, as bad as this is, things are going to get better. Because I don't know that they will. The universe is such an expansive, vast experience that, I don't know what is going to come of it. But what I can say, and I'll just speak to my own experience, is that I was on antidepressants for many years. And I don't regret taking them. They were very helpful to me. And now at this point in my life, I don't feel like I ever want to take them again. I also believe to never say never. So I would be open to that. I just, at this point in my life, I could never imagine it. Because to me, now that I understand what I understand, the intensity of experience is just too amazing to miss out on, even when it's bad. Even when it's bad, because it's that somethingness. It's that knowing that I'm alive, that feeling. It's amazing. And those who have died by suicide, I can't speak to their experience because I don't know. But I don't think that there's a punishment for that. I can't imagine that. I think the darkness in and of itself is punishment enough, that there's no punishment waiting on the other side for that. But it is sad. So I had a cousin who died by suicide, and I remember being at her funeral, well, her viewing, and I could feel her presence there. And it was a very troubled presence. It was a presence saying, no, this isn't right. No, this wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I don't think she was being punished. It was more like she was really confused. Like, wait, no, this isn't supposed to be this way. And it was a really hard thing for people. So here's what I have to say about that. If you are in a dark place and considering suicide, even that's even crossing your mind, there are people out there who can help you, who want to help you. Okay? And it may be it may not be the person that you want to have help you. Maybe you wish your significant other could help you, or your parents or somebody could step in and help you, but they may not be the ones who can help you. There are professionals out there, people who spend their lives helping people come out of those dark places, and that's who you need to seek out. There are hotlines. I will try to include some in the description below, but I just want you to know that that's a resource for you, and I really want you to reach out for that. And on the subject of antidepressants, here's my take on it. Antidepressants are a lot like Tylenol, let's say, for a fever, okay? If you have a fever, a light fever, that can actually be part of your body healing itself. So a fever can actually be your body, your immune system fighting something off. So sometimes it's really good to push through that fever and let it run its course without taking anything for it, because that can actually be healing. However, when a fever reaches a certain point, it can be deadly. And at that point, you need to seek out medical help, and you may need to take some Tylenol or some Advil or something like that, and no one's going to begrudge you that. You know, your fever hits a certain point, you got to take care of that. That's kind of how I feel about antidepressants. You know, when you've hit a certain point where you're at the danger point, okay, you need to get some help. So if you've hit that point and you need to take some medication, don't feel bad about it, okay? You do what you need to do for you to get you through this tough time. There are other alternatives to antidepressants as well. The way that our medical system does antidepressants, I'm not a medical professional, but I just really have trouble with it, because a lot of times it's just, here, let's try this. Let's see if this works. And sometimes it can make it worse. That's really frustrating. So I would love to encourage people to look into other natural alternatives as well. There are plant medicines out there. There's a lot of work being done by MAPS, which is a wonderful organization that's studying psychedelics as their medical uses, you know, the possible cures for depression and PTSD. That's not always available to everybody to be able to get a hold of that, but it is interesting research. There's also research being done with MDMA as far as being able to help people through tough times. Again, that's not always available to everybody. Sometimes the best thing you have available to you is Prozac or Zoloft or some kind of SSRI. You got to do what's available to you, what the universe makes available to you. All right? So I would just encourage you to seek out help, and seek out help from the right people. There are plenty of free resources out there. And then look at what the universe has made available to you, pray about it, and get the help that you need. And if your depression is not bad enough that you need medication, consider that it may be part of your healing and that it's something that you need for your healing process. You're the only one who can know that. But I do know, like I said, that the universe is experiencing experience through you, through your eyes, through your heart, through your pain, through your joy, through everything. And that's why you're alive right now. That's why you're a living, breathing individual right now. Blessings.